Sorry. So it's my pleasure. I get to introduce Reverend Debra as our speaker today, which is always, today she brought a different book. I love the Aquarian Gospel. Usually she does, excerpts from animals and really deep thoughts. But anyhow, I'm going to introduce Reverend Debra. She has lived in San Diego for 40 years and has studied healing for over 35 years. Her initial training at the First Spiritualist Church in San Diego includes classes in spiritual healing, universal law, and mediumship. Reverend Debra was ordained at the First Spiritualist Church in October of 1992 and served in many appointments as well as pastor. She has a long history with Harmony Grove, reading and psychic fears, and teaching of institute classes. Reverend Debra has taught many spiritual subjects in psychic development, universal law, angel kingdom, tarot, chakra, and aura, and is a Reiki master. She is currently the pastor of at the First Christian Spiritualist Church in National City, lecturing monthly and offering healing and meditation classes. She believes that we are co-creators with spirit to express and love and joy, and the message of our soul is saying yes to God. Probably have to put a little much in here, too. So she was ordained in 1992, but I met her in the year 2000. That's 8 years. But when I came that first day, because she was so vibrant and happy and welcoming, it just made me feel that much more to stay, even though, how do you say, the atmosphere, I knew I had to stay, but it was her sunshiny, and you know how she is. So what can I say? So, she tells us to smile, so smile as you give her a hand. Okay?
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Here we are, back on this planet for another little bit. We're saying millennium. Oh, please, God. But there's a lot of fun, and actually I brought the book Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy by Sarah Van Breckman. And she actually came into the circle that Reverend Margot had last week, and she came through for me for someone that we're working with in the circle, and I just was so happy that she came through. She has such wonderful wisdom and just brings so much beauty into your awareness, more into what is about us. And so she has a talk, for every day of the year, and it's pretty amazing. And there is one for September 1st, okay, that I'm going to share in a minute. First, I'm going to read us the scripture Spirit gave me with the message today. It's very short. It's from Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine. And neglect not the gift that I give thee, that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. From September 1st First, she starts with a little poem by Dinah Muller Craig. Autumn to winter, winter to spring, spring into summer, summer into fall. So rolls the changing year, and so we change. Motion so swift, we know not that we move. And since ancient times, she writes, September has been viewed as the beginning of the new year, a time for reflection and resolution. Jews observe the high holiday of Yom Kippur, the day of public and private atonement, a sacred withdrawal from the world for 24 hours in order to become right with God and with others, so that real life might be renewed with passion and purpose. Change in the natural world is subtle but relentless. Seasons seem to give way gently to one another. Even if the monthly motion is so swift, we don't realize we're moving. When the leaves start turning colors, it's time for turning over a personal leaf so that our lives might be restored. What we need in autumn is an emotional or a spiritual shot in the arm. Catherine Elizabeth Feet wrote in Good Housekeeping in 1949, urging the beginning of a new tradition for women, personal and positive resolutions in September. Okay. And it goes on a little bit, but Spirit brought in this message I shared actually at the gathering in 2006. We have in our lives, we truly look about us, so many beautiful things to enjoy, and some are very precious, that are received from dear people in our lives or remind us of dear ones and memories. And I was given this day book that I read from, and read for the day, titled By Love Possessed. And do our possessions define our personalities, or rather, as she believes, is what we love that expresses our authentic self? What surrounds you in your space at home? What possessions make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, peaceful and loved? What personal treasure do you tuck into the suitcase to make your destination homey? I discover what really talks to my heart when I prepare for a trip or want to travel light, for spiritual friends. I do choose a few rock crystals that keep tugging at me. They'll call to you if they want to go. And a pendulum or a tarot deck. The books now, that is my challenge. Though I do pare down a bit on what is truly essential for the adventure's focus, what it's about, I inevitably reach for one more time, one more as I'm going out the door. And that's usually one about Egypt. For a few years, I've been hearing the message to lighten up with my possessions, and this year I've been thinking about it. Okay, that was 2006. I'm still thinking about it. Some I have donated a lot actually to the church that are so fun and so beautiful. And I know, they'd be appreciated here. And last weekend I was given the aforementioned book by Sarah Van Brecknack, which is entitled Simple Abundance. Well, the book department, I tried to blame it all on family genetics, as my mother is quite a library herself. She had books all around her, and a living room, tall shelvings, through every room of the house she had shelves of books, and she loved giving them to us too. And whenever she would find a good read that she thought, oh, this would be good for Laurie, this one would be good for Deborah, this one would be good. And we would come home from all of our birthday or Christmas celebrations with a bag of books. And so, anyway, she loved doing that. She's mindful of our taste and looks for books by her favorite author. And she should have been a librarian or a teacher. She was just amazing. Well, hello, lovely to see you again. My books. I feel welcome home as I enter the abode again and see these friends sitting pleasantly on the shelves, waiting patiently to share their wisdom and insights with me. When I visit others and see books around, I'm tempted to check out their titles. What subjects captured the attentions of this person? What author sparked their interest and takes them away to an exciting, faraway land or time? To me, books are magical. When I was younger, I found it was the most frugal way to travel. I read about other children's lives in different lands, Italy and Spain, and Mexico, and for a few dollars, more often, books from the library. My mother read to us often and continued all the way up to the end to email us fascinating quotes and more information. Maybe this early fascination with books is what held my interest of Alexandria in Egypt, where the greatest library of the known world resided, founded by an ancestor, and Alexander the Great, in 332 BC. In 447 BC, Julius Caesar captured Alexandria and the library was burned, destroying over 700,000 works, among them the 33 volume of the History of Egypt, which Ptolemy I had commissioned the priest Manetho to write in Greek. All books were handwritten at that time. What a loss. More sources talk of the valiant librarians and the devoted scholars who tried to protect the library that was under attack several times. One account tells a story of the last protector refusing to leave. And I put it detailed, but I'm just going to say she was tortured till she died, and then they took over. Before my 2001 trip to Egypt, I called Claudia Whitehead, the organizer of this wonderful spiritual journeys, a few times about our group visiting Alexandria because it wasn't on our itinerary. And Claudia figured out, she found one when we would be in Cairo with one full free day that we could do it. And I was ecstatic. In a meditation, I recalled a life in Egypt of being a young boy playing the streets of Alexandria, and I was so happy. I really wanted to visit again. It was a rainy day that morning, and in the elevator going down to our buffet breakfast in a beautiful American hotel in Cairo where we were staying, I heard a man say how they were going to Alexandria but will wait for sunnier weather as it's cold there. It's cold there. It's on the Mediterranean Sea. I was not disheartened. I knew this was my one opportunity this trip to see more country. Ptolemy I Pillar, Greco-Roman Museum, the catacombs, which weren't on the original itinerary, but things changed for reasons. To name a few sites, and then also a fish lunch where they, served the fish whole and I couldn't eat it. I stuck with the rice. In the 4th century, Christianity was the major religion of the Byzantine Empire, and in the year 391, Emperor Theodosius I decreed that all pagan temples throughout the empire be closed. With this resulted an unexpected consequence. The hieroglyphic script Until then, a living tradition became undecipherable, and until the later discovery, of course, of the famous Rosetta Stone. By the year 450, all Egyptians wrote in Greek. However, Greek and Latin writers had taken an interest in Egypt that resulted in several books of the Old Testament, such as Genesis and Exodus, retaining fragments of Egypt's political history as well as allusions to the customs of its people. It's from Priest Manetho's work that modern Egyptologists have adopted the division of Egypt's history into 33 dynasties. It is what we love that expresses our authentic selves. What do you love that is speaking to your soul? If it's a person, tell them you love them. If it's a place, visit it as often as you can, if only in your meditations. If it's a thing, truly appreciate it. Lately they've been putting, A&E has been putting, our History Channel has been putting on the Egyptian digs. They've let the cameras come in and they're filming the Egyptologists while they're doing their digs and looking for the mummies and doing more research and realizing that actually King Tut's beautiful golden mask truly wasn't made for him. And a lot of the things in his tomb were actually for another king's tomb. So it's just fascinating what they can figure out and what was going on. I'm sure he died quite unexpectedly to most of the people. He was only 14 King Tut when he passed. So there's so much history and so many things that you can learn about and welcome those energies into our daily lives. Okay? We see a lot of your teachers and a lot of your dear ones. And dear ones like to dress up too, you know. So, you know, it's just being open and recognizing what really calls you to yourself. Bring God into your daily lives and miracles will happen. God bless you all and thank you for being here today.